Hello, this is Hiroko. Today, I'd like to share a story about Japanese punctuality. Something that often surprises foreigners. Why do Japanese people arrive 5 minutes early? Once you understand the true meaning, you'll surely be moved by the beauty of the Japanese spirit. Suwa Seiko is a precision machinery manufacturer, located in Suwa City, Nagano Prefecture. Founded 70 years ago, this long-established company boasts high technical capabilities, manufacturing everything from watch parts to precision satellite equipment. Factory manager Masao Tamura 58 has worked for the company for 35 years and is known for his exceptional sense of time. 2 years ago, in March, a Swiss man was sent to Tamura's factory as a trainee. His name is Hans Muller, 32. He is an accomplished engineer who had worked for the Swiss luxury watchmaker Bern Precision for 10 years. He came to Japan for a year of training to learn about quality control in Japanese manufacturing. Like a typical Swiss man, Hans was extremely strict about punctuality. However, what he saw after arriving in Japan was a respect for time that was even more thorough than in Switzerland. On his first morning, Hans arrived at the factory gates at exactly 800 a.m. as promised. However, many cars were already parked in the factory parking lot. He looked at his watch and saw it was 7:55 a.m. He was confused. Factory manager Tamura came to pick him up and said, "Good morning, Hans. But why are you all here so early?" Tamura smiled. "Work starts at 800 a.m., but we come a little early, so we can start work at 800 a.m. We're ready 5 minutes before so we can start work at exactly 800 a.m. This is our respect for time." As a Swiss, Hans prided himself on his punctuality, but he was intrigued by this subtle difference. While being on time is important in Switzerland, it seemed that being prepared for the time was more important in Japan. During his factory tour, the noise of all the machines stopped at 1000 a.m. and started up again at 10:15 a.m. That's some impressive discipline. How do you manage it? Tamura shook his head. There's no special management. Everyone just does it naturally. Being punctual is a sign of respect for your coworkers. If I'm 5 minutes late, it's inconvenient for the people waiting for my work. So being punctual is the same as caring for your coworkers. Hans was impressed. In Switzerland, punctuality is a matter of efficiency or discipline. But in Japan, it seems to be seen as a matter of consideration. A week passed. Tamura arrived at work every day at 7:50, changed into his work clothes before 8, inspected the factory, and started the morning meeting at exactly 800. You do the same thing at the same time every day, don't you? Tamura laughed. Far from being tiring, it feels good. Being punctual creates a rhythm for the day. And when everyone works to the same rhythm, the entire factory plays a beautiful harmony like a single instrument. If even one person is off time, the overall harmony is disrupted. Hans was left to ponder. He had never before considered punctuality as an art. In the second week, Hans was put in charge of the precision parts inspection process. Each part had to be inspected within 3 minutes before being sent to the next process. On his first day, he went over the 3 minutes because he was unfamiliar with the task. Sasaki, who was in charge of the next process, looked troubled. "I'm sorry, I'm not used to it and it took so long." Sasaki smiled gently. "It's okay, but it's important to be conscious of time. If I'm late in my process, Tanaka, who is in the next process, has to wait. And if Tanaka is late, Yamada, who is next, has to wait. One person's delay causes inconvenience to everyone." Hans understood. In Japanese factories, punctuality is seen not as an individual issue, but as a team issue for the entire team. In the third week, as Hans became more conscious of the 3-minute inspection time, he began to see unnecessary movements in his work. By streamlining everything, hand movements, tool placement, eye movement, he was able to complete inspections within 3 minutes. Tamura chimed in. "Hans, that's a great improvement. Being punctual isn't just a rule of thumb, it's a way to do a better job. To complete a perfect job on time, constant ingenuity and improvement are essential." After a month, an important machine broke down. The breakdown occurred with little time left until the deadline. Tamura calmly considered a solution. "It'll take 3 hours to repair. Let's move on to other work in the meantime." Everyone in the factory worked together as a team. Their usual habit of being punctual paid off in this emergency. With no wasted movement and everyone working together, they were able to catch up on the delay as soon as the machine was repaired. "That's great teamwork," Tamura replied. "It's because we're always conscious of time when we work. Everyone works at the same rhythm, so we can naturally work together." Even in an emergency, Tamura replied. In the second month, a client requested a sudden change in specifications, and a response was needed first thing the next morning. Tamura considered the matter late into the night, reached a decision by 7:30 the next morning, and contacted the client at 800 sharp. How were you able to respond so quickly? Time is a sign of respect for the other person. When someone is in trouble, presenting a solution as quickly as possible is a sign of consideration for them. Hans understood this deeply. The Japanese punctuality is not just for one's own benefit, but also for the other person. By the third month, Hans had unknowingly adopted the Japanese sense of time. He found himself always arriving at his desk 5 minutes early for meetings and perfectly prepared when work began. His colleague, Klaus, from the Swiss headquarters came to observe. Hans, you've become more punctual than before. Even I, a Swiss, amazed. This isn't strictness, it's consideration for others. Being punctual means valuing the people you work with. In his fourth month, Tamura told him something special. In Japan, we have a saying, ichigo ichie, one chance, one chance. This moment will never be the same again. That's why we cherish this moment. Also, Japan is a country with 4 distinct seasons. There are things that can only be done at each season. So, we naturally learn the importance of time. Hans was moved. The Japanese sense of time stems not from a simple pursuit of efficiency, but from a deep respect for life and nature. 6 months into the project, the factory received a large order. A job that would normally take 3 months needed to be completed in 2 months. It's a difficult challenge, but I believe we can do it. Let's use this opportunity to put the awareness of time we've cultivated up until now to good use, Tamura told everyone. The entire factory worked as one team. Everyone was conscious of time, eliminated waste, and increased efficiency. And so, they were able to complete a high-quality product 1 week earlier than planned. It's a miracle, Tamura replied. It's not a miracle, it's the accumulation of daily efforts. A mindset that values time produces results like this, Tamura replied. 8 months into the training, Hans proposed a new production method that combined Swiss technology with a Japanese sense of time. Efficiency improved by 30%, and quality dramatically improved. Hans, you truly understand the value of time, Tamura said gratefully. At the end of his training, Tamura presented Hans with a special watch. It was one of the world's most accurate watches, manufactured by Suwa Seiko. This watch does more than just tell time. It will remind you of the respect you learned for time. Hans accepted the watch with tears in his eyes. Over the past year, I've learned the true meaning of time. Time isn't just a number. It's an important element that deepens bonds with people. At the farewell party, Hans gave a speech, as a Swiss. I thought I was strict about time. But what I learned from you all is the true meaning of punctuality, consideration for others, contribution to the team, and respect for life. After returning to Switzerland, Hans began putting what he learned into practice at the company's headquarters by proposing a work style that incorporates respect for time, teamwork improved, product quality rose, and the workplace atmosphere improved dramatically. A year later, Hans visited Japan again. I'm practicing the time philosophy I learned from Mr. Tamura in Switzerland. Thanks to him, our factory has undergone a major transformation. Tamura smiled happily. Respect for time transcends borders, doesn't it? Hans now serves as a bridge between Switzerland and Japan for technological exchange. Every time he looks at the watch Mr. Tamura gave him, he is reminded of the true value of time he learned in Japan. Japanese punctuality is not simply a pursuit of discipline or efficiency. It is a beautiful culture born from consideration for others, contribution to the team, and a deep respect for life itself. What did you think? Japanese punctuality is imbued with such a deep philosophy. Arriving 5 minutes early is consideration for others, and preparation for doing a better job. If you encounter punctuality in Japan, try to sense the beautiful spirit behind it. Next time, I will tell you about the wonderful things about Japan that you may not know about. This is Hiroko.